Cam got hit.
What's going on, folks? This is CJ here, and bringing to you a movie review of the film The Meg. It is directed by John Turteltaub, and it stars Jason Statham, Bing Lee, Rainn Wilson, Cliff Curtis, Winston Chow, Ruby Rose, Paige Kennedy, Shuya Sophia Kai, Robert Taylor, Masioka, and Jessica McNamee, and Olafur Dari Olafsson. Yeah, it's a very diverse cast. I'll just say it like that. So The Meg, to me, when I saw the trailer for this, what was wild to me is that when I saw it, I initially, off the break, was telling myself, is this a SyFy original movie? Because when you see the trailer for this, it immediately hits you like, hold up, this isn't a direct-to-DVD movie? Because this is the type of film that you see, that we have seen over the years that the SyFy channel has put out. Whether it be like Giant Gator versus Megalodon, or, you know, a T-Rex shark versus Giant Ant. You know, those kind of films. And when I saw the trailer for this, I was like, really? We're doing this? This is it's basically a big-budget version of this. That's what The Meg is. And I saw a quote recently from Rainn Wilson where he said that this film was Jaws on steroids, and I have to correct it. And per the title of this review, The Meg is not Jaws on steroids. What The Meg is it's Jaws the Revenge on steroids. And you might be asking yourself, well, CJ, why would you say it's Jaws the Revenge? Here's why. The first Jaws movie, and to an extent Jaws 2, I know some people feel iffy about Jaws 2, but what made the first two Jaws movies good was that they kept the suspense on and you were scared of the idea of a shark eating you and being attacked by a shark. It was scary. Just not get it twisted. Just the tense, you barely saw the shark. You see that fin and you immediately freak out. It kept that intensity. And I believe in the first Jaws movie, you didn't see the full-blown shark until like near the end when they're hunting it down and stuff. And then Jaws 2, to me, for all intents and purposes, I know some people weren't really feeling it too much and stuff, but, it was what it was. What can you do? So what you end up getting is, and I think mainly because the reason why Jaws 2 gets it for what it is because Steven Spielberg had nothing to do with that. But anyways, what made the Jaws films over time just get stupider and stupider is that you end up making your sharks smarter and your characters dumber at the same time. And that's basically what Jaws the Revenge was. Jaws the Revenge was a culmination of just where the series just went on a downturn and stuff. And as much as you can sit there and say that Jaws 2, I enjoy Jaws 2, Jaws 3D and Jaws the Revenge was where the series just took a huge downturn and just made everything utterly stupid and dumb. Now, for me and the guys, when mainly when me and D were talking about Jaws the Revenge, me and him, we always joke about how, like, as much as Jaws the Revenge was dumb, we get a kick out of it on an entertaining level because you're just laughing at the utter stupidity of certain things that happens in Jaws the Revenge and stuff. The shark is so super smart. The shark literally goes from hunting down people randomly and stuff like a shark does to being this super smart shark that knows to hunt down this particular family, to the extent that the shark literally goes to the Caribbean and hunts them down. It's so stupid. It is so stupid. So with The Meg, and I think mainly maybe that's to The Meg's credit, is that it knows it's ridiculous. Now, does that inherently make the movie good? No. It is not a good movie by any stretch. But I can appreciate the movie not trying to be serious about what it is, right? Reason why I say that is because earlier this year we had a movie called Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. And the issue that me and D had with the film was that it was really trying to play itself seriously against this backdrop of everybody doing stupid ass shit. And the movie just ended up being just dumber for it. And the thing about the Meg is you have characters that do some dumb things and such, but at the same time it's like there's a goal of what they want to do, you know. So I guess if we're rounding out the characters and stuff, Jason Statham, he's playing Jonas Taylor, and at the outset of the movie, he, you know, was rescuing a bunch of military folks on a nuclear sub. As he's getting some people off the boat, off the sub. The sub is being attacked by the titular shark of the movie, you know, and such. And, you know, he's freaking out and stuff like that because what the fuck was that? He has soldiers up there. 2 of his boys that are down below are trapped and stuff, and he has to make a decision of whether to save the 11 soldiers that he saved right then and there and abandon his friends or go down there and help save them. He makes the decision to sit there and help the soldiers instead, so he, you know, locks it up and just comes out of there. And the movie does the thing where it gets very tropey. And sometimes, for better or worse, that could be a good thing or a bad thing and stuff like that. But, you know, I think it's whatever and stuff. You know, you already know, like I said at the outset, you already know when you saw the trailer for this film or even saw the premise of this film, whether you're in or out. And I think that's basically the type of movie this film is. It's kind of like what I was saying with Superfly and the fact that essentially you know whether you're going to be in or out in this film. And maybe it's because of where we were at watching it, because we were watching it on the IMAX screening at the National Air and Space Museum. So they have the huge screen and stuff. And when you're watching it and stuff, it looks very, you know, visually the movie looks pretty nice and stuff. The shark, in terms of the CGI, is very hit and miss at times. You know, it gets cartoony at times, but like I said, you're doing a giant shark, whatever and stuff. You know, so going back to the story, I just had to put that out there for a minute there. So Jonas, in typical fashion of he's the reluctant hero and stuff, he's off in Thailand drinking his sorrows away and stuff. And he decides, all right, well, I'm not going to be out here saving people anymore. So meanwhile, you have this crew of scientists on this oil rig. And the oil rig is basically fronted cash-wise and stuff by this billionaire, Morris, who's played by Rainn Wilson. And, you know, he's this charismatic guy that's like, hey, I spent billions of dollars. Oh, my God, this is great. This is awesome. What are we looking at here? And Zhang, played by Winston Chow, Zhang, his character, they come to find out that, him and his daughter, they come to find out that there's a possibility that below the deepest part of the ocean, there's something else below. And when they get down below, using the sub, which is comprised of Masioka, Jessica, and Oliver. They're in this little sub. They come to find out that there is below this little cold front kind of thing at the bottom of the ocean. Below it, there's a new part of the ocean under there. And as expected, when they get there, they're all exploring it. Boom, the shark hits. And that's where the movie sits there and kind of jump starts this whole thing with the shark and the attacking and such. Now, the crew that's also comprised on this thing, outside of those three, you have Ruby Rose, who's playing Jax, who I feel Ruby Rose in these films so far that we've seen her in, other than John Wick Chapter 2, she is never really given much to do as a character. She's just there to do a couple of lines and just look tough. Like, hey, I'm the tough chick, you know, and stuff like that. And she isn't really given much to do here in this movie, you know, and stuff. She's just there to look nice and look tough, and that's about it. Cliff Curtis is also a part of the crew. Like I said, Zhang and Su-Yin. Su-Yin's daughter, Mei Ying, and stuff. She's kind of like the kid who... She's not annoying. She's actually funny. Very funny and stuff. You know, particularly with her dynamic with Jonas and stuff is pretty funny and endearing. Robert Taylor is Heller. He's the one of the crewmates that Jonas saved at the beginning of the movie, and they kind of had their little beef with one another and stuff because, you know, Heller felt that Jonas was just crazy and stuff and just was all about himself until when you get to see at the beginning of the movie, he was like, oh, there actually is a giant shark. And as predicted in a situation like this, you know, they get to an extent of the characters overall just end up doing a lot of dumb stuff. Not dumb stuff in particular, but just there's a lot of ridiculous scenarios where the characters at times aren't thinking or whatever and stuff, or I don't know. See, I can't call the characters dumb. Let me rephrase that. I can't necessarily call the characters dumb, but what I can say is it's a lot of scenarios where they're not thinking straight and stuff. Because, you know, Jonas goes down there and helps save them and stuff. Toshi ends up sacrificing himself, which I think was a little ridiculous because he could have made it, but whatever. Sacrificing himself, and they make the decision that, hey, do we go down there and, you know, explore this? And Morris is, again, he's the billionaire that basically paid for this top of the line marine research facility that's underwater and stuff. He has the bright idea, well, we should go down there and still explore. Fuck the shark and stuff. And what you end up finding out is that the shark escapes from there. Now, the movie employs this thing where they kind of dupe you, so to speak. And what I mean by dupe you is that it comes a part of this movie where you're thinking, okay, they won out. And then they shim-shams you and it's like, oh, there's another shark. And you're like, well, hold on, though. Like, what the fuck? Like, we're thinking that it's just one shark and there's two sharks now. You know, and it's like, but the movie implied that there was just one shark, but now you're saying there's two, and now they open themselves up to where there's a possible sequel, at least to me. Not in terms of the ending, but just in terms of what they did, but whatever. This is, again, it goes back to what I said earlier, in that it felt like a sci-fi original movie type of thing and stuff, at least in terms of the plot. But the movie tends to dupe you with those things. You're thinking there's one shark, turns out there's two sharks and stuff. And I guess when I say the characters do stupid stuff, you know, Jax, you know, Ruby Rose's character, she's like the computer tech, and she's the, you know, like, you know, at one point they're trying to kill the shark and stuff, and they need to get it close so they can put the poison in it and stuff. And she has them going to like a polymorph, like kind of shark cage and stuff. And she's like, yeah, you know, she's safe in there. They can't break unless it's under a certain amount of PSI and it'll break and stuff. And he's like, but it's a giant shark. What we're talking about here. It happens as predicted and things like that. And they have the tow line connected to the boat. The boat gets dragged along, and it's just a lot of ridiculous and dumb things that are happening in this movie. And you're just like, this is stupid. Why? Why is this happening? You know? And you think the characters went out, oh, there's another shark. And then, you know, Morris does something stupid again that has repercussions and stuff. It's a lot of jump scares and things that don't happen. It's just the movie overall. It's just, now don't get it twisted. The cast itself is very diverse, and I think, considering that the movie takes place in China and stuff, I feel that this movie is banking on the China market to really boost the box office for this film. But like I said at the start of this review, I feel when you see the trailer or even just look at the poster for it, you basically already know in the back of your head whether you're going to be in or out in this movie. Do I feel it's worth going out and paying money for this? No, I don't feel it's worth going out and paying this money. This is just me personally. I think it's a better movie than Jurassic World: Fallen Kingdom, despite how ridiculous it is and stuff. And like I said, I think it's for the fact that the film knows it's ridiculous. It knows it's stupid, and it goes along with it, which wilds out to me because it's funny because I remember Jason Statham pointing out the ridiculousness of superhero movies and how it was a waste of time because anybody can do it. But it's like, dude, you're saying that and you talk about CGI, but yet you're in a movie about a shark, and I don't see any practicality in this movie other than like you're fighting a shark. What are we talking about here? So I don't know. It's just, to me, that comment from him was just weird, in particular, just because of what was happening and stuff with him, and just, yeah, it is what it is. But anyway, like I said, cast is very diverse. I feel Paige Kennedy. I liked his character. He was a very funny character. Most people might think he's a typical black dude character. He's gonna die, or he's just so loud. And it's like, no, his character DJ is the general audience of just common sense of just like, why are we doing this? What are you doing here, folks? Like, what the fuck, So I liked his character and stuff, but like I said, some of the characters got some, got some sort of character depth to them. Others didn't. And like I said, Ruby Rose's character was one of them that really didn't get much depth to him and stuff. And there's some characters they try to make you care about and stuff, but it's just, you don't care. You're just there to see the shark kill people and stuff. So, as much as the movie tries to do the trope of, oh, let me write this letter to my wife because I might not make it, foreshadowing, they do all these tropey things, and it's just... And even when you get near the end of the film and just how everything transpires with them fighting the shark, it's ridiculously over the top and it's dumb and stupid. But that's exactly why I sit there and say this film is Jaws the Revenge. It's a dumb movie. And you will probably, like I said, at least for me, I got entertainment from it just from the basic level of it being just very stupid and dumb. But I sometimes enjoy those kind of films. And I didn't enjoy Jurassic World just because of the fact that it was trying to play itself very seriously with the material that it was doing. And I think with this film, as I'm saying it countless times, it doesn't take itself seriously. Doesn't necessarily make it a great film by any stretch of the imagination, but to me, I feel that the director, Turnpile, he knew what he was doing with this film. I mean, this is the same guy, Turtle Taub, that has done the National Treasure movies and stuff. This is the same guy that, has done, Rocket Man and those kind of ridiculously movies and stuff. And it's funny, too, because we actually did one of his movies, Three Ninjas, on our podcast. So, this fits his wheelhouse of just ridiculous stuff. But yeah, overall, I would give it, I'd give it a 5 out of 10. I think it's a bit better than Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. It's not saying much. Diverse as this movie is, it's a ridiculous movie. Your mileage is going to vary on whether you're going to enjoy it or not, in or out. I don't feel it's worth the money, per se, to go to theaters to see it. But, it is what it is. But, 6 out of 10. Yeah, that's it for the movie review. So I will check you guys later. Peace out.
Shim, shim, shim,